All right. Here we go, everyone. Welcome back to the Vibestream. So, if you guys don't know who lexycat is, so she's a really good. I don't know. She mostly does drum and bass and stuff like that, which her drum and bass stuff is great too. But now she made like this electronic or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Indie electronico metal fusion electronic black gaze project. It's really good. It's kind of all over the place. It's one of my favorites of the year. Really underrated release of this year, by the way, too. So like it a lot. So just saying. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on. All right, hold on, guys. Give me a second. Be right back. Hey there. All right, back. Here I am, guys. Hello, Rudy. How you doing? So, all right, since Rudy's here. So, if you guys don't know lexycat, so she's a really good musician from Australia. She mostly does drum and bass, but she made this really interesting fusion of like electronic core, black gaze, and metalcore, and like glitch, all this other stuff. It's really good. It's called Heartstrings. It's one of my favorite releases of the year. It's one of the most underrated, but I think it might be my second favorite release of this year. I don't think there's anything that's going to beat Lonely People powered by Def Evan. So, but it's still really, really great. How you doing? I'm on my way to brother's graduation. Oh, that's cool. We watched Shaun of the Dead. Oh, that's a good movie. Yeah. My favorite, though, is Hot Fuzz that he made. And my brother really, really likes the Scott Pilgrim movie, which is made by him. But I think Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead are his two best. And we'll all go together by a mountain time, goes around the blooming river. Will you go sing home? I will build my love about by uncool. You want to rewatch Hot Fuzz? Oh yeah, Hot Fuzz is amazing. 3 people. Watch Paul the Alien. I know of that movie. I've never seen it. Yeah, I'm not. But I know that the 2 guys from Hot Fuzz playing it. If I remember. Which I don't know. I should know his name because he also plays like you. Simon Pegg. Yeah. Nick Frost. Okay, I'll remember those names from now on. Anything anyone wants to talk about? I see 3 people watching. Took away the mountain time goes round. Where you go, I see you go. I look great for the news. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I expect it to be really good. Not sure if it will end up being their best. My 2 favorites by them are To Be Kind and The Seer, but I guess maybe it'll be better than those 2. But let's see. But I expect it to be really good. Like, I think their most recent albums have been a bit disappointing. I gotta admit, like, but still, like Swans has been active since like the early '80s, and it's crazy that they're because The Seer and To Be Kind came out in the 2010s, and it's crazy that they're, in my opinion, they peaked so late into their career, but they're still, their music's still really good for a group, that's and I mean, like, I didn't really care much for Leaving Meaning. I thought The Beggar was good, but not as good as the other releases. But Burfing, I expect to be really great. So, excited for birthing. Wait, we'll have to see. Like I said, I expect it to be really good. Though. Have a lot of, and actually, interestingly, I've never been a big fan of Miley Cyrus, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to her new album coming out because I like the singles for it. And then there's also a group called Caroline. I expect to drop a pretty good album tomorrow as well. And then Yule, of course, they're dropping an album, so I expect that to be really good. They're a really good artist. I don't know. I feel like there's other stuff, but that's the thing. Well, and also we'll have to see if the New Swans album is good enough that it'll topple the new Death Heaven. So we'll have to see. But I don't know. We'll have to see, but. Jira is a legend. Yeah, he is. I thought the single was pretty good. It was a long-winded song. I won't lie, I wasn't blown away by it, but I have high hopes. I thought the new song, was I Am a Tower. I thought that song was incredible. Still loved Angel Dust. Friend Faith No More, not from Asmontel. Yeah, Angel Dust. That's probably my second favorite Mike Patton related release. My favorite though is California by Mr. Bungle. But Angel Dust is really good. It's definitely my favorite No More album. It's also their most popular one too. So, yeah, I just think it is. I know The Real Thing that's their most popular song. I don't know, but I think it's their best one definitely. Though. I love Angel Dust, and it's kind of really, really heavy and experimental at times. It's interesting because I know it was a pretty big commercial success. Which I guess the Downward Spiral is really, really experimental too. So I don't know. I think arguably one of their most experimental releases, even though it is their most popular album. And it's also their ready for the second best release. The Fragile is my favorite. But I still love the Downward Spiral, though. I think it's incredible. Have you listened to the new Stereolab? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's as good as a lot of their other stuff, though. But I do think I don't think it deserves like a 3.78 plus like it has on Rate Your Music. But I think it's decent. But I wasn't like insanely blown away by it, but I thought it was good. No, it's definitely not as good as Dots and Loops. I need to get that on vinyl at some point, Dots and Loops, because that's a fantastic album. Also, I never really pointed this out, but I'm pretty sure there's a song on Dots and Loops that Drake sampled for a song Hotline Bling. I'm pretty sure. I just hear the rhythm in it. I don't know. But I mean, it's still, like I mentioned, the Stereolab album is really good for a group that's been around since the 70s, I think. Is that how long they've been around? Let me go look it up. Maybe not that long. Probably like the 90s or 80s. I don't know. Why would I think the 70s? They've been around since 1992. Come on, Ty. All right. Yeah, 1990s. Formed 1990. Okay. Yeah. And also, like, I mean, The Cure, they've been around since the 70s. They dropped, I think, is one of their best releases last year, even though they've been around since the late 70s. So many releases this year, it's hard to keep up. Yeah, there are. I was kind of thinking, like, 2025 hasn't been that great of a year for music, but now I think it's been pretty decent. Now I think Songs of the Lost World was amazing. It's not as good as Disintegration or Pornography, but it's still really good. Oh, and also I meant to say, this Monday I'm going to start streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 again. I kind of left on a cliffhanger. I'm pretty sure, didn't I? But yeah, we'll continue Red Dead Redemption 2 and we'll play it for a week. But we'll play it in the not at nighttime, during the day. Why do you think it is like that? Because there's 1 week where we get a whole thing of fantastic albums, and then I don't know, and then what other week there's not a whole lot of. Yeah, it's my first playthrough of it. Yeah, mm-hmm. It's probably going to be a while until I beat the game because I know it's insanely long. I think it's 50 hours, 50-hour long game. I think. I don't even think I'm halfway through it yet. What systems are you on? PlayStation 5. Is that what you mean by system? I don't know. I think that's console, but. There's nobody watching. Yeah. You'd stream video games here. Oh, I stream them on YouTube. Yeah, I just stream on YouTube. I don't think I really. Actually, I don't know. I think I have a Twitch account. I just don't use it, so I don't post on it. Sounds good, man. You can stream video games here. Oh, I already read that. Hold on, Gamer. Hold on. Be right back, buddy. Hold on. Be right back, buddy. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm back. Here I am. Hello. Nobody's here. No one's watching. Hello. Shoot. Hello. Person watching. Anything you want to talk about? Hello, everybody. My day is going fine. Yeah, I was listening. I've been listening to. There's like a one album by that kind of came out of the blue. I think it's really good. It's like a hip hop album called Ego Trip. It's by Anthony James. No, I'm sorry. John Mitchell. This is so. And he's like, I think John Mitchell, I think is the rapper, and then Anthony James is the producer. So, but I like it a lot. I've listened, and then also obviously the new Lexycat. I'm listening to that a lot lately. I see you've been listening to Michael Norman's Revenge, and you just make yourself into Mars Volta. That's cool. Nice. Well, those are good albums. Which album by Mars Volta? My favorite is Francis the Mute. D Lyles. Okay, that's my second favorite. That one's good too. Ex-military is really good. That's my ex-military is my third favorite Def Grips release, and it's also my favorite mixtape. So that spooked you? Hey, did I scare you? I'm sorry. Oh, it's not a Luna hoodie; it's a shirt. Hey, Teddy. Metallica stage from their current tours. Is it me or do I think Metallica stage from the current tour sucks? I honestly don't really know enough about it to really say. So I'll take your word for it though. Just Metallica's recent stuff hasn't been very good. So I don't think Metallica's had a good album since I don't know, like what is it, like their Black album, which still is like not nearly as good as their first four releases, but I think they're hardwired to self-destruct. I think has been their best in a long time, but it still sucks. You know, I've actually kind of heard a lot of people. Lulu, the album by Lou Reed and Metallica, that collaboration actually has a really big following now, and that the band really loves it. I think, but I don't know. A lot of people still hate it. I definitely don't think Lulu's their worst. I think Saint Anger is definitely their worst one. They sold them those out. All right. Well, I definitely don't think Lulu is a sellout because that's like, even though it's, I think, I don't know. It, like I mentioned, there are a lot of people that love it, but generally it's considered to be one of the worst releases. But it also has a following. But I'd say that's definitely their most experimental release by far. So, but I guess maybe they just decided to, But I think I've heard that they both Lou Reed and Metallica both love that album, even though a lot of Metallica's fans hate it. I'm gonna lie, the Slayer never. So yeah, I think Slayer is actually somewhat consistent. Like they're definitely the most consistent out of like Metallica, Megadeth, and all that stuff. I wouldn't quite say that they're like, but I mean they haven't really dropped an album since 2015. I just realized, but and their most recent album, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say it's their worst one, definitely not, but it's probably one of their worst. I think they kind of you can argue they kind of sold out with their worst album, that Diabolus and Musica, because they had a lot of new metal stuff in it, but that one's like their worst one. And then with Megadeth, I think Dave Mustaine is like a right wing conspiracy nut, but I don't know. I think Megadeth is somewhat consistent though, but not like super. But there's a Super Collider album that was terrible. Like that might be one of the worst out of the big four for Ash's albums. I honestly think. Mm-hmm. What about Dave Mustaine? Yeah, he's like, I'm pretty sure Dave Mustaine is like an Alex Jones fan, all this stuff. And then he said that he wants to build a wall across the U.S. border and all this other crap. Yeah. And he's also a Christian nationalist too, I think. Which was obviously, there's nothing wrong with being a Christian. It's just if you're, I don't know, when it's nationalist, that's when I kind of have a problem with it. Deftones and Def Grips never saw that for sure. Well, I mean, Def Grips hasn't dropped anything since 2019, and I Deftones. I would say, you know, they kind of, well, I think they kind of started out as a new metal group, obviously, but they were a good new metal group. Like Around the Fur is still one of the best new metal albums ever, and also White Pony is their best release, and that's kind of what new metal. But then they, as you know, started making just more alternative metal mixed with shoegaze stuff. Which they were kind of on a rough start because I think their self-titled album was one of their weakest ones, but Koi no Yoke 2012, that's one of their best ones. I think Deftones is really consistent too. I thought Gore was not great at all. I thought Gore, that's definitely their worst one. Ohms was decent, but I think it's one of their weakest ones. I just think it's still good. Favorite song from Angel Dust? Probably maybe the opener song. Hold on, let me look back at it. Hold on. Or probably that one that goes like, without me, it's all the you. We have midlife crisis. That one's probably my favorite. Yeah, that one's really good. I think Mike Patton is honestly one of the best vocalists who ever lived. I think I actually heard that he has a like 6-octave vocal range, which is insanely rare. I think. See ya. See you in the next stream. See ya. Mm-hmm. Oh, and also, like I said, streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 starting this Monday. Yep. During the, not at nighttime, during the daytime. So, for a week. All right, anyways. See you guys. See you in the next stream. Bye.